afternoon and welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Corrine Robinson and I'm here to take you through all of our shows today. So I've got 3 fantastic shows and we're going to start off with our Colour Me Happy show. So this is going to be so much fun. Well, I'm not on my own because I can't present and demonstrate. So I've got my wonderful friend Debbie here. Debbie Fisher, so we know which one it is. So good afternoon, Debbie.
Or as our other Debbie would say, Debbie with a Y.
Are you Debbie with an IE?
I never say that, but Debbie always makes a point of saying Debbie with a Y. So everywhere I go now, everywhere's spelt with a Y, because even at the canteen, they put Debbie with a Y when they put my name down, but I don't care. But Debbie with a Y, she always says.
Well, I'm very glad you're here today.
It's going to be a great day.
It really is. We've got some fantastic shows, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Brilliant shows. So we're going to start, as we said, with our Colour Me Happy show. And this here is our main deal for today. So it's all about those tri-blends. Look at this. Now, when I saw this, I thought, wow, what a deal. So you're going to be buying those tri-blends. If you buy this kit, it's as if you're buying those tri-blends, absolutely perfect. And you're getting everything else that you can see for free. Those tri-blends are $79.99. That is a normal price for those. But you're going to also get 2 lots of stamps, your My Cup of Tea, and your Kindness Changes Everything. You're going to get our fantastic Nina card, and you hear us talk about this all the time. And if you've not tried it yet, this is going to be your perfect opportunity. And this card was made for alcohol pens. It's an absolute match in heaven. And you're also going to get your alcohol-proof Noir Black ink pad. Now, don't get too hung up about it. What I love about Crafters Companion, and since I've been working here, is they keep stuff simple. If you're going to work with alcohol pens, use your alcohol-proof ink pad. It says on the tin what it does. There's no having to think, do I opposites attract and all the rest of this. Don't worry about that. I'm using alcohol pens, so I'm going to use an alcohol ink pad. So this is a collection that's just been put together perfectly. You've got a couple of stamps that you can stamp on your Nina card with your alcohol ink and then colour them with your tri-blend pens. So if you haven't done any colouring yet, this is going to be the perfect way to start you off. If you have, maybe you haven't tried the tri-blend pens, this is going to be brilliant for you too. Now, I don't have another pack here, but to show you, there's 24 pens in this tri-blend pack, but that's going to give you 72 colours because each pen has 3 colours. Our Debbie's going to show you that absolutely perfectly in a minute. So you've got 72 colours to colour these stamps and everything else that you've got to go with them. So your stamps that you're going to get are your My Cup of Tea. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? We've got the Jubilee coming up. Are you going to be having a Jubilee party? These could be your invites. These could be your your scrapbooking afterwards of your afternoon tea parties. Oh, absolutely perfect. I love these and they're going to be so pretty, and then you can sort of build up your displays with all your extra bits. So you've got your My Cup of Tea and you've also got your Kindness Changes Everything, and we know that kindness doesn't cost anything, does it? It's absolutely perfect. And here we've got our florals and our butterfly. Now that butterfly you're never going to put away. That's going to be on your craft desk forever. I love the sentiment, and these look like they're being coloured with our pencils, but just think about these being coloured with your tri-blend pens. They're going to look perfect. So this is your first collection, and this today is $79.99, and as I said, that is the normal price for your pens. So in America, that's going to be $119.95. But if you are a platinum member, look at that price down there. Ooh, that way. No, it's that way. I get it the wrong way around. There we go. $63.99 or $95.96. So that is absolutely perfect. Now, one thing I need to let you know is until midnight tonight, we've got an offer on. Now, you're going to have to be really quick on this because what we're going to do is if you spend over £25, £25, €25, we're going to give you an extra 100 bonus points on your Club Inspire total. So that's going to help you perhaps up to the next level. It's going to really push you up and build up those points. So obviously, if this is your first order, you're going to get those 250 points. But every time if you spend over 25, you're going to get that extra 100 as well. So that is perfect. So Debbie, this collection, what can we do with this collection?
Right, for start off, this is what we would class as our beginners.
Yes.
So if you are a beginner to colourist, this set is absolutely for you. The tri-blends are one of my absolute favourites, and it's what we class as our step up into the alcohol ink markers. You might also find that some of your pens might be running a bit low, so those of you that have already got them, so it's good to have a restock of them as well, so because you know you're going to be colouring with them time and time again. I love that we've done this starter pack because you'll get in the cardstock that goes with it. Our Nina is second to none in the industry for alcohol marker colouring. It's been specifically made for your alcohol pens. You don't want to use this with your watercolours, you don't want to use it with any other medium. You could use your inks pads on them, but actually just keep it for your markers because it's supreme quality and it will take your markers amazingly well. Now let's have a look at exactly what you are getting with your pen. Your pen itself consists of 3 nibs. If I turn this round, you've got a light, a mid and a dark. Now these are the same colour family. So this one is my bright pink shades. So it means I've got a light colour in my pink, a dark colour, a medium colour in my pink and a dark colour in my pink. I've not seen pens like this on the market anywhere else. So I think it's the first time there's ever been a pen that makes it so simple for you. The next thing is you're probably wondering why we need a light, a medium and a dark. It's because it's where we get to blend effortlessly into each other. So let's go in and straight away colour one of these stamp sets. Now you're getting your cardstock. I've just trimmed mine down, so I cut it into quarters. You're getting 4 pieces here out of your cardstock. So one sheet of card, you've got 4 different toppers that you could be colouring onto. What I would say is if you are new to colouring, have a practice. Stamp just a few out onto your sheet, just whether it be the butterfly, the flower, the teacup, just have a practice of stamping them out and getting used to your colouring. So because that's the easiest thing that you can do, and the more you practice, the more you will find that you'll get those great results. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm using my stamping platform. It's my absolute favourite. It's magnetic. It means that we have a base where we put our feet into it, and then we actually can stamp down and get the precise stamping every single time.
Now you're getting all the time.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, because you wouldn't have had one before, would you, Corrine? So
I actually had it before I joined because I saw it and I bought it. I bought it in a previous life because it just gave me that reliability.
Absolutely.
That was probably the main Crafter's Companion piece I had when I joined the company.
Right, yeah, and it is incredible. Now, you're getting your ink pad with you. As Corrine said, you don't have to worry about which ink pad goes to what. We know that this ink pad works with our alcohol colouring. It says it on the tin. It is what you get, alcohol-proof dye. Even got the picture of your alcohol pen. So we're just going to ink up our butterfly. Now, these stamps are photopolymer, which you know is the best ones that you could get out there on the market. Wherever you see photopolymer stamps, you are going to get the most amazing stamp. So each time you stamp, look at that, perfect stamping every single time. Now I can colour straight onto that without that bleeding at all. Now the only thing we ask you to do when you're using alcohol pens is to have a piece of card to colour onto. Now this is because of the bleed. So let me just bring, in fact I don't want to waste a whole sheet, I'm just going to bring another sheet of that underneath. If you are colouring onto something that's non-porous, which is definitely something like your glass mat, your kitchen table, to not only protect your table, because alcohol pens are permanent, so they're not going to wash out. What you want it to do is not bleed back in, bounce back and bleed in. And I'll show you what I mean. So if I use my lightest colour and I just literally colour over here to create what we would call a smooth blend. So continually going over that same colour until eventually my card will be saturated, and it means, can you see it's starting to bounce back in there? You can see it's taking longer to colour because I've saturated that for a completely colour blend, but on the back it's bleeding through, so it will actually go through your cardstock. Now if I didn't have that card to catch that, it would then bounce back in, so you don't want it going out of your lines. Now let's just start on one part. I'm going to use my lightest colour and we're just going to go into the centre there. Now I'm not colouring my whole image because what I want to do, I want to blend my midsection colour into that as well. So while that's still wet, we are going to go in and add that middle section. And
Debbie,
then I'm going to go in with my darkest colour.
We've had a question.
Yeah.
I'll say hello to everybody who said hello in a few minutes, but Timothy has said, if the Classique seems to be a little dry on the normal stamping card, will it be better on the Nina?
It's always better on the Nina.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I would say is if it's getting dry on any cardstock, you're going to have to replace your pen or your colour. Now, I'm not sure if we've got them in stock, so apologies, but we do re-inkers. But I think our re-inkers might be out of stock. Johnny's going to check for us. Re-inkers can re-ink your alcohol markers. If we haven't got them, it's... oh, they are in stock. Yep. So it's just a case of check it. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't realise that. All colours.
But stamping card is good. When we say stamping card, if you're maybe going to go in, just do something inked and nothing else. Because you're blending, you want that Nina, don't you, really?
So let me give you, I'm going to give you a little bit of a, let me just grab our multi-purpose cardstock. And I'm also going to grab some watercolour cardstock. And then we've got our Nina. So 3 different types of cardstock that you would buy from us at Crafters TV, Crafters Companion, okay? Now, if I just use my pen, I'm going to use it first of all, and I'm just going to count to 10. So we're just going to pop that there and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's going to give me my dot. Now took that quite well, because I'm letting that bleed into my cardstock. Now, if I pop that onto, I'm going to go a bit over so I don't waste my card too much. If I do the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you see how smaller it is compared to this one?
Oh, so which was the first one?
So the first one was watercolour cardstock,
right.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is really porous. That's going to just take my ink from me. Our stamping cardstock, our multi-purpose cardstock is brilliant. So it will take your alcohol ink. So that would be my second choice. If we then go in fact, I'm going to use, oh, that is a spare piece. And I do the same here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's my smallest. So what it means,
not spread.
It doesn't spread. This is for alcohol colouring because it doesn't push it to the boundaries. It means when we're colouring in, we can get into those close lines without it bleeding out.
Perfect.
If I was to use my watercolour cardstock and colour onto that, it would bleed out the edges because it would take more of my ink that I want to lay down. And we have to put our ink down onto our medium. If you're using your multi-purpose cardstock, you can absolutely colour with that. It would just bleed a little bit more than you want it to, so don't go so far into the edges, and that way it will help. But look at that effect that we've got on there with our 3 colour blend.
That is beautiful, and that's just 3 pens.
That's just one pen
with the 3
colours. Nibs, which is incredible. And honestly, if I just pick another pen at random, this one is ice blue, we can do exactly the same with that as well, and get that same beautiful effect. So again, first of all, I'm going to put down our lightest colour, so I'm using that beautiful blue. Now, I don't need to go right to that very end because all I want that to do is blend in with that colour. We can then go into our next colour, which is going to be that darker one. So just going into there.
So by putting that first colour down, you've saturated the card, so it's going to make your blending so much easier, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then we're going with that third. I mean, look at that. You can't even see where one colour starts and one colour ends.
You've not really gone in and done lots of over blending at all with that, have you?
And you don't need to, Corinne. You just literally go over the line, just over. You don't want to put it too much over that line, and then you can colour in just by doing that. But look at that blend we get, that ombre effect that comes out from that dark into that light. That's what you can be doing with your alcohol colouring. But your Nina cardstock that you're getting with it today, plus your pens and your ink pad, honestly, if you want to start your journey anywhere, this is the one to start with. It is an amazing kit.
Perfect. The Nina card, you're going to get the best out of your pens, and they're going to last the longest because it's not going to waste the ink at all, is it? It's not going to drag it out of the pen. So that is our first bundle that we have have got today. Now, if you think, I like this and I'm going to buy that and I'm going to buy the pens, but I've only got 2 sets of stamps and I think, I might want a few more, we're going to look at another set of stamps. So this is our glitter marker stamps. Now, glitter marker stamps, I asked the question, why are they called glitter marker stamps? Because they were launched at the time we launched our glitter markers, so that you're doing things like your unicorn tail, you can be adding your colours in. You've got your fairy tale ones as well. But they will work, obviously, if you use the right ink pad with any medium that you choose. Are you an alcohol colourist? Are you a watercolour colourist? Do you prefer your pencils? Whichever, they are going to work brilliantly. But these are going to give you the most amazing range of images that you can colour. Now look at this. Now we've had quite a few colouring shows since I've been here on Friday, because we had our animals with attitude, and then yesterday we had it all about all the pens and everything. So we've done a lot of colouring, and I love how you can make the unicorn look whiter just by going around the edge with a colour. So that's the first one of your stamps, Believe in Magic. They're nice size stamps, aren't they? The second one you're going to get, put that on there, is what's this one called? Make a Wish. Oh, it's on the front. Should have seen that. Absolutely. I love this. Look at that. Look at how the shading you're going to be able to do with that. Perfect. Oops, is that 1 or 2? That's 1. The next one you've got is a little fairy dust. Do like that. Now you're going to be able to come up with all sorts of fantastic colouring techniques to make those wings look like gossamer. They're going to be absolutely beautiful. A beautiful friend. Now I'm seeing that you've got a demo with this gorgeous mermaid, haven't you, Debbie?
I have,
if you can get
yes.
there. She is beautiful. And think of all the techniques you're going to be able to do on that tail to make it look like your fish tail. Our next one is You Are Amazing. What a lovely sentiment to send to someone just because you can. And then finally, we've got Once Upon a Time. What is behind that door? What is the storytelling behind that door? Now, these normally are $7.99 each because they are large stamps. They are, again, your polymer stamps, so they are the highest quality stamps that you're going to get. $7.99 each. So you're going to normally pay about £48 for all of those. But today we're going to give you those for £26 or $32. Now, if you're a Platinum Inspire Club member, you're only going to have to pay £20, 80 pence, or $25.60. So you're definitely going to get your bonus points on that if you're not yet at your platinum level. So that is the next set of stamps. Now the next one, I love these, and I think I've got a show with these. I'm sure I've seen them on one of my product requests, so I've got these. I'm really looking forward to this. This is our Sassy and Classy. Now, I think we all know a teenager, one of those tweets, somebody in between, or a really good girlfriend that you're going to be able to give one of these to. So these, again, are your polymer stamps. You're going to get all 4 of these. Aren't they fantastic? And I'll show you what you've got. Now, again, they're going to colour perfectly with your alcohol pens, with your tri-blends, and these are coming in at half price today. So it's effectively, you're buying 2 and you're getting 2 for free. It's up to you. So that's our Hello Gorgeous. Then we've got our, what's this one called? Dress to Impress. Oh, I like that. So we all know a sewist, you know, maybe they're going to, you know, what a wonderful image to send to someone who loves their sewing. Then we've got our Partners in Crime. We've all got a girlfriend like that, haven't we, that would love to send a card to that. But look at the shading on them. You're going to be able to do that if you're picking these up with your tri-blends as well. And then the final one is True Friends. Oh, isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Really beautiful image, really heartfelt. Now, you're going to get these for $19.98 today, as I said, or $25.90, and that's going to drop down to $15.98 in the platinum price with $20.72. So that is absolutely perfect. Now the final, I think this is my final set of stamps. Yes, I've not got any more stamps under there. My final set of stamps I've got for you in this show is our Illustrator images. And again, ignore the Illustrator bit. This is just an absolutely brilliant set of stamps that you're going to be able to use, all with that pet or nature theme. So the first one we've got is Catitude. How about that? Our 2 cats having a lovely little snuggle. Really beautiful. Now look at the sentiments. Happy birthday and congratulations. So usable. You're going to be able to swap the sentiments around all the different bundles. I love this one. Pause for thought. Look at that. That is a gorgeous. Bichon, I think, maybe Bichon, that one, with a little hair tied up with a little ribbon. Absolutely gorgeous. Then we've got Meadow Hair. Now, I know Debbie has shared an image with this stamp today. Absolutely beautiful, and this is where your tri-blends will come absolutely into their own, showing you how to do that fur and all that gorgeous detail. And again, we've got hello, oh, that's back to front. Best wishes, I can even read back to front. Best wishes, so that is going to be absolutely perfect sentiments that you can use. Look at that one. This one is perfect. If you're not overconfident with your pens, this one is going to give you so much practice. And then you've got your really simple with love sentiment, with so many in this, 23 stamps in total. Your next set is your field mice. I do love this. And again, you're going to be able to scene build with this one and really create some gorgeous images. And finally, our fabulous fox. Isn't that? All of those 23 stamps across the 6-pack, yes, you're going to get those for, that's a big saving, 55% saving. That's going to give you today for $13.47 or $18.76. Platinum price, that is dropping down to £10.78 or $15.01. That is an amazing price. We're talking pennies per stamp, which is absolutely perfect. So good morning to everybody that's joined us. It's been absolutely perfect. We've got Thea, we've got Rhiannon. Oh, she said this. She said good evening because she's in Australia and it's her first Colour Me Happy show. Been able to catch live.
Oh, lovely.
So Debbie's going to show you so many techniques. Jill from North Yorkshire says good morning. So does Christine Mahoney. Mo too says it's so impressive. Oh, so impressive to me that craft experts can also present so deftly. Well, thank you very much. It's lovely. I think we're really enjoying this sort of being able to bounce back off everybody. Mo says, also says, great demo on the difference, Debbie. But sometimes you just need to pull it back and see what the difference is, don't you? And Val says, oh, is the multi-card you used last night the same as the old stamping card? Yes, it is. So it's our multi-purpose card that's going to be perfect for your stamping, your card making, your bases, your mats and layers, whatever you want to use, box making, whatever. It's 300 GSM, so it's a really, really good all-round card. And there's a bundle on our website where you're going to get three packs with 60 sheets in each one. So go and have a look at that on the website. So Debbie, have you got a full demo, a nice demo ready
yeah,
for
we
us?
have. We're going to use that hare or the bunny, whichever it is. I think it's a hare.
I think it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the fact that I'm so pleased that we've changed the name to multi-purpose cardstock, Corrine, because we use it for absolutely everything. So it's a really nice way now that we can say, go for your life with whatever your needs for it are, which is great. Right, I love this one. I think this is the one for me. If you want to, and I'm going to really strip this back and show you how easy it is to colour this little fella in, because I think sometimes it looks more difficult than what it is.
People get frightened off, don't they? They shouldn't be.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's so easy to be frightened off by doing something. I know, like, we've been colouring and doing our shows now for quite a few years, but the last thing we want you to feel like is that you can't do it and it's not achievable, because honestly, all our colouring is achievable to absolute beginners because we give you the tools that make it achievable for that. Now, what I love about this one is this is going to be great for Easter. So if you want just a really nice Easter card to send to someone, this is the one for you. It's so lovely. And all I'm going to use is one pen. You don't have to overcomplicate this at all. Now, this is quite a light colour, but I'm using my brown grey blend. Anyone that has our illustrators or has our classic pens, you may be wondering what the difference is with these. All it is we've put the three colours that we know blend effortlessly together in one pen. So if you are someone that has our classics or illustrator and you just want a quick blend pen, the tri-blender for you. So this one has our BG2, so our brown grey blend, which is BG2, BG3 and BG4. So I know all those colours are going to blend together. All we're going to do with this image, which is amazing, we're going to follow the lines. So where you have those lines, we're going to start just by flicking up, just where those flips. So his fur's already there. So you haven't really got to do anything else other than flick into there. Now that's my lightest colour down. I'm then going to start with my next colour, and we're going to start to add some flicks into there. Now, you know, we talk about sort of flicks with within our brush pens, which is what they're for. I don't want you to feel like you can't do them with these either, because you absolutely can. And then just around the edges, we can start to then put in that darker colour.
I think you're almost getting a finer flick as well, aren't you? Because you've got that bullet nib, haven't you?
Absolutely. And what it does is it gives us the illusion of fur. So we're going to do the same, coming down from those colours as well. So just flicking across.
And you always flick away from yourself?
I flick away from myself, yeah. I find that's the easiest. Well, it's the most natural flick that you'll get. You can flick, so I can come up here, but when I'm doing, can you see, I've not really got as much control. I feel like my flicks are longer when I'm doing it that way.
I think people need to practice, because everybody does it differently, don't they?
Absolutely. It is just a case of just putting those flicks in and following around. And you might be thinking when you first start, oh, but that doesn't look right. But keep going, because honestly, it does come together. So we're just going to go in here and put some of that darker one into these flicks. So
Mandy's saying on socials, she said, help. Well, that was in capitals, so she really does need some help.
She does need some help.
I'd love to blend colour, but I'm really bad. I'm sure you're not as bad as you want, and you don't always need to blend. Now, these pens are just going to help you no end, because they put the colours together, and sometimes that can be the biggest problem, is you're blending with the wrong colours, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Are you maybe using the wrong cardstock that's not helping you? And as Debbie said, if you use the Nina, it's really going to help you to blend, because it's just going to carry it through. It's practice, isn't it, Debbie? I think
practice.
I think that's all you can say.
Yeah. Absolutely, and keep practicing. Watch the tutorials online, because honestly, it does help. The more you do, the more you start to colour, the more your pictures start to come alive. If you are not getting the blend that you want, it could be because you're putting too much of your dark colour down in one go. So do small amounts, so it starts coming together. Start practicing with, especially these images. These are amazing, because if you start practicing with your fur, you don't have to even colour this in as it's intended. And what I mean is, if I bring this one in here, I've got a slightly different one. I thought that was a rustic brown, but that seems a lot darker to the one I've got at home.
It does, doesn't it?
A lot darker, yes. So if I bring my colours in here, if I want to just colour, so let's choose a section at the bottom here. I can still go in and colour this section. So let's go down and just do this section here. So don't feel like you've got to do that flicking motion. We can still take our colour down, and because those lines are in there for us, we can then still do that shading. So I can still come in and come down here and blend that together. So going into where those parts are that are darker, and then just going back in then with my lightest colour. And all I'm going to do is go over the edges of where they are and just blend them into each other. And that's all you need to do, and you'll still get that beautiful blend. And then I can still come in then with my darker blend on the edges. And I'll show you some samples in a minute of what I mean, because we have some good samples which really show those differences. So we can then just come in. So this is a completely different technique. This is just your shading. So if you want your blends, you just have to keep going over those edges. Don't colour completely over those edges. You just want to go up to the edges to colour around them, so they start to blend in.
Oh, I can see that blending. It's magic, isn't it?
It is magic,
alcohol pens, it changes as the alcohol evaporates, doesn't it? So
yes.
You sometimes need to walk away and come back, don't you, and have a look.
And actually, that's a really good point, Corrine, because if you don't like your blending, let it dry. Do not keep reblending all the time while you're there. Let it completely dry, come back to it, because you can rework your image.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. So you can see you're getting totally 2 different looks by continuing to do that. And it is just a case of building up your colour. Let me bring in my finished one. Once you've coloured him in and then added those highlights, he just, I mean, it looks quite a scruffy little hair there, doesn't he? But just different effects. And all I've done is I've used my nesting dies, my deckled edge nesting dies, just to cut him into a shape. But while he's there, before we just put our card together, let me just bring in some samples to show you exactly the difference of how they go. So let's bring, so this fox, for instance, we're hoping we're going to do him in our show as well. You can see by doing exactly that same little flicking technique, we're getting such a different effect on there, and with colour. So practice with just one colour first and then build up into your colours. But look at this card underneath, totally different, but exactly the same fox. So doing it in differences. So we've done more of a sort of flicking motion into this one than we have into this one. So it just creates a totally different effect. These cats, I mean, look how cute those little kittens look. Amazing. You can be creating this just from that flicking technique and then doing it in a completely different way. This one looks amazing, doesn't it?
I love that one. That was the one when you had them all out on the counter, it just drew me to it.
It's so good, isn't it? This is actually onto, if I just turn this cardstock over, it's we used to do a Nina Desert. We don't do it no more.
Oh, wow.
So it was like a craft card Nina cardstock, and that's a different effect that you get onto there. But the little mouse, so again, adding in that flicking technique, but this one is more just colouring in. So you get 2 totally different looks. We've got our hair there. So that hair to my hair, look how different it then looks adding in colour. So practice this, then take it into your colouring. But then this one, doing even more sort of brush strokes. He looks a proper like hair in the wild, doesn't he? And I absolutely love that one. So 2 different ones. This dog is a really good one to do. This is using the same technique that I've done with this one. So just using those brush strokes, but adding different colours. Look at this one.
Oh, he's lovely.
Totally different. Yeah, which shows it doesn't matter what colour you want your dog to be. You could just do them in all those different colours. So they are amazing, honestly. So we're just going to pop this really quick card together. I've just got some
putting
twine.
that together, Debbie.
Yes.
Tim83 says, on the classiques, can you use bigger number jumps to blend, or does it need to be the next number up?
So your bigger number blends, yes you can, but what I would say is you have to be more of a skilled colourist to be able to do that. Right. So you should go through your numbers to start blending. There's certain numbers that will help you blend better. If you are an advanced colourist, you would absolutely be able to know how to add and shade in those higher jump numbers. So yes, it's definitely possible. That's why we do them. But I would say stick to sort of only 1 or 2 colours in between rather than jump up to your bigger ones. Hair is not this hair on your head, is a much easier way to show that technique, where you can, my pen, there we go. Yeah, is a much easier way, because like in your roots on your hair, you can really show some dark colours and have them blend in with the sort of lighter tones that you've got in there. So all I'm going to do is a nice quick card. We're literally just going to wrap some string around. So just going to pop this inside. So nice and quickly. Let's do that a couple of times. This just adds something a little bit different. I think I've just about, let me move that over and that one over. Just
you
enough
need a third hand there,
to
Debbie.
knock that. I know, that's it. I thought I'd left myself enough, enough twine. I was a bit frugal, wasn't I, with my twine. There we go, that will do. We'll just tie that up the top there just to give that a difference. In fact, I don't really like that being up there, so we're just going to turn that round. There we go. And then this is going to go over the top. I've just got a little bit of bunting just to add a little bit of difference. So pop that into place onto there.
That's lovely, picking it out with your deckled edge dies as well, isn't it? Lovely to do that.
I am a massive fan of nesting dies. I use them all the time. They are something I just think add to any project. And then all I'm going to use for these ones, let me grab some of my foam pads and pop that on. There we go. Oh, they're coming off more than I need them to, but there we go. Take the tops off. And this just gives a bit of height, just
nice,
adds a little bit more.
Bit of dimension.
Absolutely, yeah, we'll pop that onto the front there. And then I've just got our best wishes. Let's add another foam pad onto that one, just for that added dimension. And you get those sentiments in there as well, so you get that best wishes, which I love, because I think that's almost like it goes in with our sort of scruffy hair. And there we go, so a nice simplistic one, but just doing just those lightest colours to help you just practice.
That is absolutely gorgeous. It just shows a different way you can be colouring those. So if you do want those stamps, it's our Pets and Nature stamp collection. You're going to get all 23 stamps across 6, if I remember rightly, 6 different collections, and you're going to get them all today for an amazing £13.47 or $18.76. Now, if you're a Platinum member, that price is going to drop right down to £10.78 or $15.01. 1 cent, sorry. So why would I mix dollars and cents? I don't know. $15.01, which is absolutely amazing. And that combined with our starter set is unbelievable. The images you're going to be able to create is fantastic. So if you do want our starter set, oh no, we're going to do that, yeah, starter set. You're going to pay for your pens for $79.99, and then you're going to get your all of your stamps, your 2 stamp sets. So that's your My Cup of Tea, Kindness Changes Everything, the Nina card, which is the perfect card to work with your pens, and also the alcohol proof ink pad, which is definitely what you want to go with your alcohol pens. Everything there. Pick it up. Once that arrives, you're going to be able to start colouring to your heart's content. Now, if you do buy the pens, you can keep them in the box. Absolutely perfect. But you might think, oh, I'm going to a craft class, or I want to sometimes craft upstairs, sometimes craft downstairs, so I need to be able to move my pens around. This is the perfect way. So this is your 48 marker pen marker story set. Now, can I just say, if you buy this and you only buy a 24 set of pens, I bet you come back for another set to fill it very quickly, because that's been me, because I would hate having half of it empty. Now, what this case has been designed, can you see how tall it is? There's a lot of height. I'm going to step away because my black top's not showing. Look how tall it is. And that's so that it fits our marker pens. Now, if you've seen our classic pens, they're obviously quite a bit shorter than our tri-blends. So I've got some of my tri-blends in here. And look at these. They fit absolutely perfect. And they're also... The elastics are the right width. Have you ever tried to get a thick pen in a small elastic? No, that's where madness lies. So you might get across to 11, and then your 12th one, you've just literally run out of space. So these are going to fit. So you get 12 on each side, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you get all 4 sides. So your one pack of 24 pens, which is giving you your 72 colours, will basically fit on either side of that board. Then you've got another board for another pack to go in there. But what is so good about this case, I think, and this is a case that I've actually bought myself. I bought myself this 2 weeks ago, I think it is. So what I love about this is the Velcro at the side is so strong, but when you close it, look at how much width you have in here. Hopefully you can see that. You can see that. Can you see how wide this is? You're not going to be holding it, squeezing it to try and get the Velcro. It's given you enough width. The width on here is so good that you're going to be able to fit all 48 pens in without worrying at all. You've got a pocket on the back. It's reinforced, nice and sturdy, really sturdy. Nice long carry handle, even for somebody as tall as me. You've got your double stitch reinforced because your handle goes under your binding. This is not going to wear. It's going to just last and last and last. Nice little label on the front. But that is your tri-blend marker case. So if you are, whether you're doing the ones that we've got today or your brush tri-blends, whichever one, if you're using tri-blends, then you want to get yourself the tri-blend storage case. Perfect way to store it. But the other way you can store them is taking up a little bit less space if you want, but maybe not as well, it's still going to be organised, but it's going to display them slightly differently, is this Sarah buddy bag. So this is from our Totally Tiffany range, And what you've got here is you've basically got a carry case here that's going to hold them all in. Now, I've been looking at this. It must be stepped. Look, hang on to see. Does this lift out? There we go. I can see that this inside, I can see it in down there, and you're not going to see it. It's tiered. So if you look at the pens, can you see my pens? I've got them tiered. They're absolutely perfectly tiered so that I can see all the levels. Now this is going to hold 24 pens, I think it is. Yeah, I'm going to get 8 on each of the tiers, so I'm going to get my 24 pens in there. So if you do think, the boxes, they're cardboard. They're only going to last as long as they last. You can really open it out so they hold it nice and tight. And then again, you've got the Velcro that happens across there. You can see what's in here. You might want to get one of these. These are $5.99 each, or $7.99, dropping down to £4.79 or $6.39 if you are a Platinum Price member. But this is going to be the perfect way. It's going to last a lot longer than your cardboard box. So yeah, absolutely perfect way to store them. You might want a couple of these, and then you can pick them up and go wherever you're wanting to go. So this is a perfect way to store them. Okay, let's see if, we've got a couple more comments. Wendy loves your colouring, Debbie. Melanie from Florida says she's colouring along while we watch. That's the perfect way, perfect way. Kirsty D says, my niece loves blending, or shading as she calls it, with my tri-blends. When she first saw me doing it, she thought it was really clever. Now she's been showing her colouring to her teachers. That's how it should be, isn't it? That is how it should be.
Yeah.
Mandy says, how do you do the white bits? I think she means the highlights. I think we'll show that as we go through.
Next.
Oh, you're going to do that next. Perfect. Rachel, who's on our socials today, says, I love the tri-blend cases. I have all mine in them. Yeah, perfect, perfect. And Rhiannon, this is a really valid point. Rhiannon said, do the tri-blends have to be stored vertically or horizontally?
Oh, okay, yeah, really good point. So we always say to keep your alcohol pens flat. You don't want to store them this way. Now, when you first get your pen, it is packed with ink, so it doesn't matter which way you store them. The ink isn't going anywhere. As you use them more, what you need to do is what we call equalise your ink. So you want your ink to just stable through your whole pen. So it means when I take my midsection out, if I turn it this way and I'm starting to run out of ink, it's all going to go to the bottom of my pen.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, there's 2 chambers in here, so it's not a lot of ink. So when it starts to run out, and honestly, they will last you a long time, because mine have. You want to be able to make sure that you've got a free flow of ink through all 3 of these pens, and that's with any of our alcohol markers. So always store them horizontally, and then you won't have any problems whatsoever. They'll be perfectly fine every time you use them.
And in the cases, you just lay your cases down and they're going to store perfectly.
Oh,
absolutely. Like I put mine
yeah.
just like that. So you can see just like that. They're going to just store perfectly.
Absolutely. Definitely go for the storage. I think storage is always a great way to have them. What I love about them, and it really noticed this morning, because I haven't got my pens, I've got a storage case. I've got the box this morning of them. And when I was trying to find a colour, I literally had to dig in the box and look like this to find the colour I want.
And look at that box, you can see.
That's what everyone's been doing. It's been sellotaped and taped together in the studio. Absolutely. And I think it's great having that storage system, that you literally open it, you can see all your colours, because they're written on there, as well as having the colours on that nib as well. So great way to have them. Right, now the colour and the light shading, or the light shading on your image, whatever you're doing. Now, it's one of the things that people find the most complicated, and actually it is one of the easiest. The main thing is you choose where your light source comes from. So if you were to choose your light source coming directly from the front, so almost like the daylight is on the front of it, most of your light source would be around your central point. So you would have a piece maybe that go around your centre. If your light source was coming, say, from this angle and coming down on top, then you would know that all the tops of these would be a little bit lighter, but underneath would be your shaded areas, because that is where it's being shaded from our top flower. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to be using our pink violet blend. So to start with, I want to put my light colour around the edges, but what I do want to do is make sure I'm going to leave the tips of my flowers. I've done my main demo one a little bit different, so you can see how I've done it in different places. colours. I'm going to just colour up to that top. So we're going to leave the light source around that top image there. So you can see I'm just colouring up, doing a few at a time. Don't do too many, you don't want to do them all at once because your alcohol pens will start to, or your alcohol will dry around there. So I want to get blending with my next colour. So I'm going to do the same, but this time we're going to come up a little bit further. So still using that light source on the top, but we're going to come round just adding in that darker colour. And never worry, because you just have to wait till all that alcohol evaporates. So if you don't like what you're doing, don't worry until you've dried your image. So, and then we can come in. I'm going to go then back in with my lightest colour, but I'm going to blend over the tops. Not right down, just the tops. And all that's going to do is blend those two colours together because we want that to look effortless. Now I don't like this one that I've done there, but I'm leaving it for a minute because we can go back into that and do then our darkest colour again, so our mid colour. So just blending those two together. I don't feel like I was getting a very even blend. Same with these ones, we can just go in and take our pen to get that really beautiful ombre effect. And now I'm going to go in with my darkest colour, just coming up just a little bit. I don't want too much of this, we just want to add that darkness on this sort of the middle section. But what we're doing is all the time we're keeping that section at the top free for our light. So going back in now, we're just going to go again onto those colours, and that's just going to blend those all round, and then we'll start doing our next section.
When you laid down that darkest colour, I could see it, and you could almost see it evaporating as we were watching. It changed colour so fast.
It's amazing, isn't it? And you do have to work fairly quickly with alcohol markers, and I think it's what does frighten people off. Because you think, oh, if I've got to work quickly, I won't be able to work quickly. But actually, it's not like super fast,
no.
But you just need to work in a way so you know that it's going to blend better together.
You can just break it down into sections, can't you, and just do a controlled section at a time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Concentrate on just one section. Yeah, absolutely. And you can even go in sort of into these pieces here where you're overlapping, because you know where that darkest piece is going to go. And then we can go back to our middle section and just start blending those in.
If you've got any more comments or questions, please send them through, because this is your time, and I think everybody is just mesmerised, Debbie, by your colouring. It's one of those, isn't it? People just go. So please let us know what you're doing, what you're colouring, or any questions you might have. Now's your time, because we've got Debbie here showing us how to colour. So if you've got any questions at all, then send them through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not frightened to try anything or to answer any questions. If we don't know, we will find out for you, that's for sure. Yeah, colouring is one of those things we all want to do it because it's so mindful and peaceful, and it's so good for our mental well-being, I think, to have something for ourselves. So, but we don't want to put pressure on you by thinking that you can't do it. You need to be able to know. We also do an Academy of Colour, if nobody's heard of it as well, which is quite amazing. And we do a training program to go with that as well.
I've seen that. I've been watching some of the videos. Leanne is amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, it's just so good.
We've all been saying we're watching it, we're practicing ourselves, aren't we? We're picking up tips and techniques all the time. It's perfect. Diana Browning says, can you re-ink tri-blend pens?
So yes, the answer to that is yes. We don't always say we advise it because the nibs haven't been made to be able to do that. But you can do it by pulling out the nibs. but it's quite difficult to get it inside. So we don't recommend that you re-ink them.
Right.
That's not what they were made for, no. But if you really wanted to try it, you could try it, because you can take the nib out and there's a very small hole. If you've got a little tiny funnel with a tiny tip in it, you might be able to get your ink down into there. So it isn't something we recommend, but it's not impossible.
Right, thank you.
Right, so when we're doing those pieces, we're then going to do, I just wanted to show you something else as well, because if I wanted to do a bit of darkness into here, I'm bringing in my grey pen. Now, if you bring in a grey pen, when you start to colour here, I'm going to put this on the base, because what this will do, it will already give me a base colour to blend onto, but I'm going to go over it with my darkest purple. And then what that does is that gives me an even deeper colour at the base.
So your tri-blend pens now have 4 shades?
Yes, absolutely. I should have done that with my darker one. It's going with that darker one. Yeah, so if you go in with that, I'm actually inking it out. So I don't think I've got my darkest grey with me. But if you use your darkest one to go over it, yeah, that absolutely does that. It gives you another colour to go through into your bottom piece and then to blend out with. And you can do the same with your greens. So for instance, let's use our lightest colour green here. So we're just going to pop this in. And then I'm going to add in my darker shade of grey around there. But I haven't got my, I don't think this is the right grey. I'm using my darkest colours. Let's just add this one in, there we go. So bringing that in underneath, just where that darkness will go. And that will
the shadow of the flowers overhanging.
That's it, yes, absolutely. So you just want to put that where your darker colour will go, and then that will give you even more blendability, but also that beautiful shadow in. And then just going under here. And then we can go back in with our lightest one and then just add these in. So just popping that into place. Amazing. And then we'll do one of our leaves. So we won't colour our full image in, and then I'll bring in my lighter one.
Val says she is loving the show, colouring and building a Dawn Bibby gnome picture she bought from us on Tuesday. Wow, so she bought that on Tuesday and she's colouring it on Sunday. That is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Absolutely brilliant.
I do love a gonk.
We're going to show you in a bit when Debbie's finished. We're going to show you our Animals with Attitude. It's stamped
Have we still got some?
They are very limited. Now, they were supposed to be being saved till our second chance Sunday show later, but we think they're going to sell out. So we're just going to tell you now about these. So you're going to get 68 stamps in total with your Animals with Attitude. And they're absolutely gorgeous. They're on the website, so go and have a look at those and we'll show you those properly in a minute. But they look like they're going to sell out. I mean, they were 70% gone on Friday, so you've been loving them over the weekend. So yeah, go and have a look at those. And again, those are going to colour up absolutely beautiful with your tri-blend pens.
Yeah, I'm really shocked we've got any left. You've been going crazy for them, and I'm not surprised.
You've loved them, haven't you?
Oh, they're amazing. They're so much fun. I love that you've got the right amount of space to colour in, especially if you're a beginner, to practice on them. They just look incredible. Now, one thing I want to do is show you how to get your shade from a different place. So we've done this with our lightness being at the top and the darkness underneath. If you want to leave a ring all the way around, you can actually, if you just colour around this section, so we'll just do a few here, and then you actually leave your white piece, and we are going to do a demo showing this a little bit more clearer in some curtains on the Sassy and Fabulous stamps. You get this ombre effect, so it looks like the light is shining on, so you can still do that blendability. So coming in from here, just leaving those extra piece of light in there. But what we are doing is we're still leaving that white space in the centre to reflect that sunlight. So it's like we're protecting our light shade in there. And
Yeah,
then,
so Myra's saying, why did you leave the tips blank? So that was because it was the light. That was where the light was reflecting.
Yeah, so my light is coming down onto the top. If you didn't want it so harsh, you can colour in with your lightest colour at the top. But if you just want to sort of blend and still have that highlight, so Leanne always calls it preserving our highlight.
Yeah.
So if I just go round here, can you see I'm leaving that white space in the centre, so it's creating that sort of ombre in the middle. So if I then bring in my coloured in one here, you can see I've done this here because my light source is coming right from the front, so I left my leaves or the stems quite light on the front, and then just the touches on the ends, because inside here goes underneath. So this is all covering, which will create bigger shading. So it's just deciding where it all comes from. Okay, so let's just pop this into a quick card. But yeah, you can leave as much white space or colour it in with just your lightest colour as you choose. And it's just about getting that light reflection. And again, it's also about practising, Corrine. You just need to practice.
It is, yes.
And you will, I promise you, you will get better. We have so many tutorials on alcohol colouring, watercolouring, colouring with your ink pads. You've got so much to choose from and follow, which are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So yeah, just follow them through, and honestly, you will just have the time of your life practising your colouring. And also, I think the better we get at anything, the more proud we are of ourselves.
Oh, have you ever done, I have to admit, letting everything. I've done colouring before now, and I've literally run down from my craft room and said to my husband, "Look at this! Look what I've just done."
Oh, I've done that
and
before. Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, that's lovely." And I'm like, "No, I'm really, really proud of it." And he went, "Yeah, it's lovely, Corrine." And I'm like, "Yeah, but isn't it good? I did that." He doesn't get it sometimes, but yeah, I love it. You know, love that.
And we're just putting a little sentiment on there. So our pinks and our lilacs blending together there.
Oh,
so,
beautiful.
And there we go, just our nice quick card, but just nice that we can add that tone with a darker colour grey, and we can also find our light source as well in there.
Excellent. Oh, that's so, oh, look at that. They looked curved. You can almost see the curvature on those petals, can't you? Absolutely beautiful. Right, now, I did mention the animals with attitude, and my producer has just rushed in and given me these. So these, they're not going to last till tonight because they are very limited. So you're going to get 68 elements in total. You're going to go across 6 animals. You've got your Simply Wild About You, which is our zebras. I don't know, hopefully you can see those. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. You've got your flamingos, which is our I'll Stand By You collection. Now you're going to get 2 or 3 of each of the animals in each stamp section, and you're also going to get some lovely sentiments. Some of the sentiments are sort of specific to the animal, so like sloth life, but there are some that are so sort of more generic and going to go across all of the different ones. So that's sloth mode on. We've got Great Minds Drink Alike, which I love, the panda. That's the 3 stages of a night out, isn't it? He's dancing, he needs a drink, and he's gone. Yeah, the three signs of a good night out. Now this one is beautiful. Reach for the sky. So you just get the 2 giraffes, but it is so much fun. I love that one. You are a llama fun. This is gorgeous. Llamas are just so popular, aren't they? Oh, there's more than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8. I said there were 6. Sorry. There's your elephants, which is your huge birthday wishes. And finally, you've got your camels, which is camel kisses and wishes. So let me show you a couple of different ways to use these. You can here, look at this. Now, each one of these cards I'm going to show you, you could just interchange the animals. So you could do your pop-out sort of theatre cards. We've got, oops. What's happened there? I can see something wibbling and wobbling. You can, you know, pop that on with your flamingos, or you could use any of the animals. So just take these as inspiration. You don't have to cut them out. You can create such fun backgrounds with these, and then really get colouring with them. Here we've done them with sort of on our watercolour card, and then gone in with our inks and created lots of lovely background images. We've got our camels there with our, I think these were some, what they called, there was chevron cut and emboss folder. So it was embossing and cutting it as we go, and that gives us the perfect places to put our animals. Oh, and Craig made this one on the show on Friday. This is our zebras even. They're not giraffes, they're zebras. I don't know where the giraffe came from. Oh, it's early on a Sunday. Just to say, oh, and another way of those cut and embossed folders was here with the sloths. I love the giraffes. Look at this. Now that is a giraffe, definitely is a giraffe. Or the card that won demo of the day on Friday from our Craig was that one. Isn't that absolutely perfect? So many different ways. And that was really clever because it was just twisting the stamp. Because they were the high quality polymer stamps, you can actually give them a little bit of a twist so that you've got it off to the left and off to the right as well. Now if you want those, and this probably is one of your last calls, they are $29.94 today or $41.70. But if you are Platinum Club member, then that's going to cost you £23.95 or $33.36, which is amazing value. You've got lovely big saving on that of sort of nearly £10 or just over nearly $14. So this is the perfect time to get them, but looks to me like they're going to be gone very, very soon. So Debbie, where are we going next then, please?
Yeah, I thought we'd show these Sassy Fabulous because they are beautiful. I think the price of these is insane. Getting them half price is incredible. There's some really beautiful stamps on here. We all know a friend like this, or a friend that we can just send these cards to, which are amazing. They also remind me of my granddaughters as well because they're very sassy. But I love the sentiments that you get in this, getting these, and also use whatever colours you want, which I think is really good fun. Use whatever you've got in your stash. I love this. Look at this, partners in crime. We've all got that best friend that we want to get into mischief with. Just beautiful designs. I'm showing two of this one because this one is coloured in completely. This one is stamping on top of pattern cardstock. How cool is that? With
That's
the
clever.
in the back. It's very clever, isn't it? And I just think they look amazing. So don't always think that you've got, and then you paper piece either the card or the actual lady that's sitting in there. So too glam to give a damn. Look at that. I mean, just really good, fun sentiments. So we're going to be using it's the True Friend one. Lovely sentiments in this one, and just a really nice way to colour in. Now, I want to show you some other techniques that you can do to create different effects, because in things like this you've got curtains. Curtains have natural pleats inside them, so you want to create that natural pleat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pleats in to start with. So I'm turning it upside down because what I want to do is I want to add those pleats into each part, so I know that this section where they're falling would have that pleat in there. So that lightest colour, just creating that nice natural pleat. So I'm actually going down from each section at the top because that would naturally have my pleats in there. I'm not worrying about here because this bit is going to be darker because where they're all ruched together. So that's all you have to remember in there. And then we're going to go in with our next darkest colour, so our mid colour, and we're just going to start to blend at the sides of those sections. So I'm not going into where I've put those pleats. I'm just blending at the sides, creating that natural light shade. You won't see it at the moment because what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our darkest colour, but I just want to add that section into there. Then what we can do is bring in our darker colour, and again we're leaving that section, but I'm going to bring in just where we've popped without those lines in. You see, then we start to really see those pop. So just bringing that down and then just going over the line. So already we're getting that section in there. When I turn it around, you'll see what I mean. It'll be much, much clearer.
All the time you're following the curves in the stamped image, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Don't try and fight it. It's there for a reason, isn't it, to help you?
So if we turn that round, look at that. We've got all our pleats now in there. I know, it looks really effective.
It just popped as you turned it, didn't it?
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah, you can really see it then. And then from this section, I know that all of this is more or less going to be a darker section. So we can sort of bring this up.
because light can't get into it, can it? It's being ruched together.
That's
There's no
it,
light
exactly.
getting in. So
Yeah, exactly. So just bringing that up.
I like how you've left that little bit of white as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we can go in with our lightest colour just to pop those sections and bring them together, because they'll just start to blend themselves together. But what that does is gives us a much natural curtain now. And then we can do the same coming from this side. So I'm putting my lightest colour into those pleats. And then we can build that up. So at the sides of that lightest colour.
And you don't have to think about this, do you? Because we've done, Crafters Companion have done all the hard work by working out the colours that work together. And, you know, looking at these, I'm picking up one here. There's a coral one here. And it's CR1, CR3 and CR6. They're not always consecutive numbers, are they?
No, not at all.
But they've worked out which ones are going to blend together the best.
Yes. We've took all that hard work out of it for you, and yeah, they just come together really well. So let's do the same with her hair, because obviously with her hair we're going to get that similar thing. So what I want to do is make sure that we leave the section in the centre. So I'm just going to go round.
Hair scares me, Debbie. It really does.
What, colouring it in?
Yeah.
I love doing hair.
Do you?
More than skin, actually. Yeah, I love doing hair. And that is my thing to practice. So I love practicing hair, finding that movement in hair, having that light shade. It's
you really can, can't you? You can really make it look swishy or sleek. You can really change how it looks just by the way you colour it in. Yeah,
absolutely. But what we want to do, we can see that her head's quite round, obviously, and we want to create that movement in the back of her hair. So I'm keeping that light source in the centre, and then I'm going to go in with my darkest shade, and we're just going to bring that round. Just on the top, I'm doing flicking motions so I don't do too much colour around there.
Maricel is loving your colouring tips.
Oh, thank you very much. I love a Colour Me Happy show because it's the one time we can really get to grips with what our colouring systems are about.
Perfect.
And we had a bit of a sort of colouring Colour Me Happy yesterday with Lily, because she was doing colouring embossing folders, wasn't she?
Yes.
And that's another one of my favourite things to do, is alcohol colouring on embossing folders.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never really seen it before.
Yeah, I've done it on a craft
impressed.
along myself before, and it's just, yeah, it's just brilliant, because you get really effective results. And because you've got that embossed detail to follow, it makes it so easy.
It does, doesn't it?
So there we go, just still doing it, but can you see I'm still preserving that highlight in the centre, so we've got that sort of roundness around there. And then we're just going to colour that in.
If I said birth month flowers, would you know what those are? Because Elizabeth says, I'm using my tri-blends on the birth month flowers to use as place cards.
Oh,
Every
lovely.
lady will get their birth month flower as a place card. Wow, that is
so
really
nice.
attention to detail, isn't it?
We had a full collection of all our birthday. It was Sarah Kay that designed them, actually. She drew them and designed them for us. Yeah, she's an amazing illustrator. And yeah, and all the different birth flowers in the month. Yeah.
Oh, how lovely.
So that's a lovely idea.
Elizabeth is doing those as place cards as we speak.
Very nice. What a
And
lovely
Terry,
idea.
Thank you for your lovely comment, Terry. She's saying she's commenting me on my presenting. That was lovely, and she'd enjoyed watching the last couple of days and enjoys my demonstrations too. I'll be back on Thursday and Friday next week demonstrating. So yes, I'm flipping between the two, and I think it's really good. I've really enjoyed it.
I think you've been amazing.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank
Genuinely,
you.
I thought you were very good. You're very natural with demonstrating.
But look at that, just by adding in that extra colour, it really does. Sometimes when you put that first colour down, you can't see where it's going to go, can you? But you've got to trust the process.
You do have to trust the process, absolutely. And I think that's a brilliant way to put it, because you do have to trust it. It does work. It's just a case of going where you think. So here I'm thinking, oh, it could be blended a little bit better. I'm just going over it now with that mid colour just to blend those together, but we're still keeping that lightness in there, because obviously she's got like a smock top on, you're going to have pleats in there, you're going to have that light and dark shade in, so everything comes together really well in there.
And because you've used your Nina card, it's allowing you to do that blending, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And still don't think that you can't do it on small amounts. So let's just do her shorts here. I'm going to do just little circles just there, and we're going to colour around, because you can even make small spaces with that light and shade. Look at that. So it looks like she's now sat down.
It does, doesn't it? That's just made it jump into like a curve.
Yep, absolutely. And then we can sort of go with our darker colour. It's going to be darker where she's sat down. Yeah, so even those darker spaces, don't feel like you can't practice on those to get sort of some really good highlights. And then we're just going to blend that in. Am I using my light? No, going about to do the darkest colour then, and then just blend in around those to blend those all in.
How perfect.
And I wasn't even going to finish it. And one more thing I'm going to show. I've nearly finished, haven't I, actually colouring it. I just want to show you. So I'm using a blue. Because she's looking out the window, we don't want it to be completely just blank. So if you just use your blue pen, I'm just going to go across here, and I'm just going to shade around. When that starts to dry, look at the difference that it looks like she's looking out into a blue sky.
Yeah.
Put a couple of little just little random dots around, and do the same just around, because it's just giving that illusion that that blue is coming through those windows and creating just a really nice effect. So don't feel like you have to just leave those blank.
Just added another dimension.
Absolutely.
It's added depth, hasn't it?
Absolutely. And when that dries, I'll bring this one in here. I've done these, left a little bit more lighter spaces, but look at the blue now. It sort of lightens down. Again, I've just used my deckled edge nesting dies to go round to create a topper. And then I've cut out some extra little pieces. So I've just done another one of my cat and fussy cut it round. I've got a bow just to add little accessories, but also I've just got a little bag here that I want to show you of how you can do other things. So think of your gems. Let's bring a couple of gems into play here. Pop them onto my mat, because what you can also do, we can colour our gems. So don't feel like just because we, like say our curtains for instance, now I would find it probably hard maybe to get some pink gems, that colour. So all you need to do is take your pen and actually just colour onto it. It might be better if I stuck it. I do
it on adhesive gems that are already stuck down, or like you're doing there, put it on a bit of tape.
Yeah, put it on there, and then we can just colour that in. That's better.
Oh, yeah.
But look at that. I've got the perfect gems then, and we can just go
all
round
colour coordinated, isn't it?
All colour coordinated. You could do it on your ribbon as well. So if you think of anything that's non-porous that you can colour onto, so buttons, gems, what's the other thing I was thinking of? Metal charms.
Oh, I've never done it on metal charms.
Yeah, metal charms, wood. So all your little chipboard cutouts.
And if you haven't got any gems, and you've got a hot glue gun, you could make your own and then colour them once they've set, can't you?
Yes, you could do that, absolutely. Yeah,
I think I've done that before as well, because then you can control the size.
My mum used to colour in all her earrings, all her pearl earrings with my pens. That's a true story, yeah. If she couldn't find earrings that matched her outfit, she was always very well coordinated, my mum. She would come and borrow my pens, and she would colour all her pearl earrings.
Perfect.
Right, so
I hope they weren't expensive pearl earrings.
No, they were just cheap ones. I don't think she would, just fashion
I could just
ones.
imagine going to my mum's jewellery box and getting I think my stepdad bought some pearls to want, a really nice pearl necklace for a wedding anniversary. Just a minute, Mum, I just fancy making these a bit pinker. I'd be written out the will, definitely.
I have done it with, when I first started at Crafters Companion, obviously we have a corporate colour purple that we wear on mainstream TV. It's quite hard to get them purple jewellery to go with everything. And I have coloured in some necklaces before.
Have you?
Yeah, and put coloured purple necklaces in, yeah, absolutely.
Because once it's on, it's dry. I mean, you don't think that the minute you try and pick those pearls up, you're going to get pink fingers. Once it's on, it's dry, and that's it. It doesn't transfer at all.
No, absolutely not. And the good thing with that as well is if you just use one pair, you could just keep recolouring them as long as you've not got too dark a colour down.
Oh, yeah, I never thought of that.
But also, we do a blender pen with our classics.
Yeah.
You could blend out the colours and nothing, and then recolour them in another colour. Absolutely.
Thrifty advice as well as colouring advice. We've given you it all.
And what I would recommend as well, with if you're colouring ribbon, colour it once you've tied it into a bow, because it just seeps through, so it's already done. So then you haven't got to tie, because that takes a little bit longer to dry.
Yep. So Karen is saying hello from Jamaica. Love
Wow.
your work, Debbie. Good.
That's, you know, I'm not even, this is so weird, because I was only saying to Al the other day, we were talking about places we'd like to go, and I said the one place I've always wanted to go and never been is Jamaica. So that's really weird hearing someone that, so Karen, can I come and stay with you? That's amazing.
Terry Anderson says, I always keep really small gems because she always loses the dots to the eyes. So I use the markers to match and use a gem to dot to the eye.
Ah, brilliant.
How perfect is that?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love everyone. We have just the amazing extended family out there who gives so many good hints and tips.
Yes, because it's sometimes things that you might not have thought of ourselves even.
Absolutely.
Yes, everybody thinks of them.
Yeah, we always like to hear new ideas and things
That's
you
really
come up
pretty
with.
paper.
Absolutely. It's I'll tell you when I've thought about it. I think it's a Sarah signature collection. It's completely gone out of my head.
Not one I've seen before.
Is it Caring Thoughts? I'm not sure now.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's from. Someone will know. Yes,
yes.
we have die-hard
Tell us,
paper
please.
collectors. Let us know. It's really bugging me now. I've got it.
Oh, sorry.
A picture in. No, sorry, not your fault. I've got a picture in my head of the paper pad, and now I can't remember. It's I know what it is. I just can't think what it's called. It was our 12 by 12 paper pads we bought out birthday week, and it was a navy and blush one, I believe. Yes, I think that was the one it was from.
You folded up your Z fold before you put it on the card to make it fit in the right position.
Yes. So I should have talked it through, but what I do, when I turn it over, I only tape the back of this piece and this part. When it's folded, you can't make a mistake of taping it anywhere else.
Yeah.
So yeah, pop it into place, and then you get that perfect position for your Z fold card. And then we've got our gems that I've got here. I've stamped out a card here, which is true friends are never apart, maybe in distance, but never in heart. So really lovely sentiment. And then we're just going to pop this on at a quirky angle. I do like a little bit of a quirky angle, and that's
one of the stamps that comes with that collection.
It is, yeah. Just going to pop that on into place on the side, and then we're just going to use, let's pop that there. We're going to use our little pieces here. I'm going to use should have my tacky glue to hand somewhere, but...
Christine Mahoney said, and I believe Christine is one of our biggest collectors of our paper pads, so she should know, Country Lane collection.
Country Lane? I don't think it was the Country Lane. You might be right, but I'm sure, Christine, I think it was the navy and blush one, the 12 by 12 pad that I used. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, it's too thick for Country Lane, but it's very similar to the Country Lane one.
But look at that now, your gems just match absolutely perfectly.
Absolutely.
And you would never know they'd been coloured, would you?
No, not at all.
That is gorgeous. Look at the light detail on those curtains.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is achievable. Once you've got these stamps, they're good because you can just keep practicing that same technique until you get it right, and then you could just take that into other stamps and know how to do that light and shade, so it's amazing.
Right, let's have one last quick look at all of those Sassy and Classy, because you're going to get these for 50% or buy two, get two free. It's entirely up to you. So you're going to get all four. Let's have a look at them on the boards. This is the easiest way. So you have got your Hello Gorgeous, which is, let me lift that up so you can see, there we go. Hello Gorgeous, so this is gorgeous sitting in the chair, and you saw on that sample that Debbie showed us how it'd been stamped onto pattern card and then paper pieced. So you've got all the lovely sentiments that go with that. You've got our Dress to Impress, I do like that one, really nice, and some gorgeous sentiments again, and all of the extras, the scissors and the bow, so you can paper piece those on. You've got partners in crime. We'll always be friends. You match my level of crazy. There you go. I love that. And then finally, true friends. How gorgeous. And that's the one that Debbie's just used, and including the sentiment that she's just done that. So if you want those, you're going to get 27 stamps in total, and you're going to be paying $19.98 today, or $25.90. So that is effectively a 50% saving. Unless you're a platinum member, then it's going to go down even more to £15.98 or $20.72, which is absolutely perfect. So we're going to look at one last thing before we finish, because this show is nearly over, and this is our colourist collection. So you're going to get this fantastic box, and Debbie's going to talk us through this. So this is your 25-piece collection. So you're going to get 18 pens, you're going to get 5 colouring pages, a how-to guide, and a practice sheet as well. So look at this. So look at all of those pens. You're going to get 18 in there, and they're the tri-blends again. And like we were saying, it's all, if you see on there, it's all marked, so you can see you've got DR1, DR3, and DR4. So as I was saying before, they're not always consecutive numbers, but they will go up in numerical order, if that makes sense. And we've got corals, citruses, greens, purples, browns, blues, some more greens, some reds. Absolutely brilliant. Now, on top of that, you're going to get a practice sheet to show you what to colour, with a how-to sheet as well, showing you how to use your practice sheet. There's no good giving you a practice sheet if there's no instructions. Shows you, look at that, how to get your light and shade, to make it look really round. Perfect. And then you're going to get all of these colouring sheets. Now, you might not want to use a whole of one of these sheets on a project. You might just want to use a little corner, or however you want to do it. But these are, if you can colour these all in, by the time you've got to the end of this, you are going to be an absolutely brilliant colourist by the time you get through these. So what do you think of this collection then, Debbie? It's fantastic, isn't it? Oh, and I never said, it's $49.99 today, or $75.99.
Yeah, I think it's a great collection. It is one of those start-up kits that we all wish that we'd had when we started our colouring journey. So if you are new to us today, definitely pop one of them in your basket, because you've got a bit of everything, which is amazing to start your colouring journey. Just a quick vote. I'm going to just do my 3 cards we've done in the show. So card number 1, we've got our beautiful hair. Card number 2, our gorgeous, are they daisies? I'm not really sure what they are. Card number 3 is our sassy and fabulous framed cards. So 1, 2 and 3.
Oh, please get your votes in nice and quick. There isn't long, but Rachel on socials will tell me which one you voted for. I think it's safe to say, Debbie, you will win card of the day.
Yes.
You will win card of the day. We're safe in that knowledge. And then at the end of today, we're going to do card of the week as well.
Oh.
And you've got a few up there.
I have got a few, yes.
I think, yeah.
And I've got lots of makes. I'm really excited about the show later on, because I love Easter. I just adore it. And if any of you are stuck with ideas of Easter gifts or Easter projects to make, we are doing a fabulous Easter show where I'm going to show how to make some really great Easter boxes, some bunting. We just got Easter cards.
Can I just tell you, my birthday's on Easter this year.
Is it? Do you share? Because Sarah normally has an Easter birthday.
The 18th, so I'm Easter Monday. Easter Monday.
Oh, lovely. You're not working, are you?
No, I'm not. No. I've got a spa day with my daughters, a delayed spa day that I should have had for my 50th birthday 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to do that this year. So,
oh,
yes,
that would be nice.
Good to be.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Right, I'm just using one of the stamp sets on here, and we're just going to use some colours to colour them in. Let me just, I think I've put, there we've got a green here. Let's do our green. And just show you, just by using the ink pad that you get, so you get your Spectrum or black inside the alcohol proof ink pad, so to stamp your stamps out with, which comes in that set, and you're getting your pens as well, which are amazing. So and your cardstock. So actually that whole kit I'm using now. You don't need anything else apart from a stamping platform. Either go for the magnetic one if you can extend to those few pennies, or use your rocker blocks, because these will be perfect for your rocker blocks.
I personally would say get your stamping platform. For me, it's absolutely a game changer, and you'll find that on our website, so just go over and have a look at that, and that will be absolutely perfect. But yeah, I can't say enough how useful it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now if you just want to colour your image in one colour, you can absolutely do that. We do what we class as a one colour blend, and it's a solid colour, so it's called a smooth blend, and that means you don't get any lines in it at all. So you know, like when you use, like years ago, your felt tip pens and it was all a bit scratchy, you can now get a solid colour by just colouring that one image, which looks amazing. And look at that.
These aren't felt tip pens, are they?
These are not.
These are proper colouring pens.
They certainly are, yeah. So you could just get that beautiful one colour, solid coloured image, which looks really effective. But then we could start blending. Now, if you just want to use two colours, you can do that. So if we just want to use two colours, I'm just going to sort of go where my lines are taking me on that stamped image. So I'm literally just scribbling into the centre and then going out to those lines. And look at that, already we're starting to blend, and we're then just going to go in with that lightest colour on those edges just to blend it all together, and it just makes it really effortless. So two colour blend there. Now if you want to do a three colour blend, let's bring in a different colour. I'm going to bring in my coral blend here. If we start to do our leaves, so let's just do a few leaves. I'm just going to scribble down some colour, lightest colour onto these centre ones here. So this is our lightest colour, which gives us the most amount of alcohol, which makes it the most blendable. We can then go in and start just adding highlighted parts to where we want it. So because we've got that almost, I don't know what flower this is, but it's one like almost like a cabbage-like flower, where you've sort of got those layers, that's it, yeah, where you've got loads of different layers. Then we can then go in with our third blend, and that's when we start really adding, look at this, really adding that dimension. So just into all those parts, and I mean, I'm doing this really quickly because I know we haven't got too much time left, but it just shows you that definition and what you're going to get. Look how nice that is starting to look, just by adding that darkness or those 3 pen blends underneath. And then you can then go back in and just blend those pieces out, just with the darkest or mid colour. And then we can then end with our lightest colour, just going around on the top, which is amazing. So I'm just going to carry on doing a bit of colouring, Corrine.
Okay. Maricel's saying that we all sold her on the platform and ordered it a few days ago and looking forward to it arriving. You won't regret it at all. I promise you, it's perfect. And you notice there, Debbie was able to stamp not only the flowers but the sentiment at the same time, and that for me is a game changer. Anyway, so you have all been voting. Thank you so much. And apparently they've actually put it was a really close contest, but by just a couple of votes, the winner was number 3, Sassy and Classy.
Oh,
number 2 was very close apparently with the flowers, but you've all voted that. So we're going to take that one forward to into our demo of the day collection. So we shall be voting on that at the end of the day today. We're going to have to be organised because we'll have demo of the show, demo of the day, demo of the week to do later on tonight. So yes, we shall have to get
I need
organised.
some stars. I'm getting well behind with my stars. I've only got 3.
They haven't even put my name on the board, Debbie, so I'm just not even in the same league, so don't you worry about only having 3. So I'm just going to finish exactly where we started this morning with this amazing kit. I don't know if I want my name up there until I'm ready for a star, otherwise it's glaringly obvious that I've got none, so we might just wait. Okay, so if you want this starter kit, you're going to pay for the pens today. You're going to get the 24 pens, which is going to give you the 72 colours, which is absolutely gorgeous. The tri-blend pens, you are just going to love these. You're paying for those, and then we're going to throw in for you, we're going to give you my cup of tea. Kindness changes everything in your polymer stamps. We're going to give you the alcohol-proof ink pad, because it just wouldn't be fair to give you a waterproof one with your alcohol pens, would it? And we're also going to give you the Nina card, because this is second to none, the best card that you can get for working with your alcohol pens. So you're going to get all of that bundle today for $79.99 or $119.95. But if you're a platinum member, this is amazing. All of that for $63.99 or $95.96. So please think about that, and maybe you might want to think, like you said, about your stamping platform or your bags for storage as well. Now, thank you so much, Debbie. It's been fantastic. I've loved all the tips, and so has everybody else. And we'll see you back at 3 o'clock, as you said, for that Easter masterclass.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be so much fun. If you are getting ready for Easter, please tune in then, and we're going to show you all things Easter projects, and we're going to have so much fun from 3 till 5, I think it is. So yeah, 3 till 5 in the UK, 9 or 7 a.m. in America. So please join us then, and we'll see you later. Bye.